Buckshot, I want to say welcome. I Never Knew TV. It's an honor to have the legend here with us, right? We want to get right into it. First question I have is, please tell us about how your pops, being a jack of all trades, influenced your work ethic, resilience, and your ability to adapt to anything.
Well, my pops gave me the ability to be resilient and adapt to anything based upon the fact that, like I said earlier, I think his mother, Cora Blake, it was a jack of all trades. She had her own restaurant, she had her own nursing thing, she had her own cleaning company. That was another thing. She had her own cleaning company, Cora Blake's cleaning company. A Cora Blake cleaning company. She was a nurse. She was a nurse. So she was hustling, working. So she was the thing. And that passed down to my dad. And I think because my dad had to become the staple holder for the family. My grandmother had 15 kids.
15 kids, Fire?
Yeah. 15 kids, you know what I'm saying? So she had to hold down a lot of kids. And then my father was, became like the father figure in a sense for all of the brothers and siblings that she had. So he was doing a lot of things. He had his own construction company. He was an electricianist. He was an artist himself. He was a part of a band back in the day himself. Little local band that didn't really they were big locally, but they didn't expand like how I did, later on. So he was the jack of all trades himself. And me growing up, going to roofing jobs with him and electrician jobs with him, and I don't do any of those things, but I think the essence of constantly keeping it moving and working and hustling paid off for me. And that's what gave me the same insight, energy that I have to keep going and to make different hustles and to make different businesses and to make different things, from sneakers to merchandise to hats to music to technology to all natural products with my man Ike. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Can you speak a little more about your pops and the genre of music that he played?
My pops came up in, I won't say the doo-wop era, because I think it was a little bit before. When he was doing music particularly, I think it was around a little later after the doo-wop era. Probably, I got to ask my mom, probably it's mid after doo-wop and when the 70s came in and the whole sound started to change and stuff like that. And he was a musician through the 70s and the 80s as well. Like as far as him, because he was a percussionist. He knew how to play percussions like nobody. He taught me how to play percussions, my father. You know what I'm saying?
No, I didn't know that history was musically inclined like that. I didn't know it was a bloodline thing.
Yeah, that's right. That's his thing. He hit them percussions and it's a rap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So and he used to sit me down and teach me how to play the percussions. No,
that's wild, man. All right, so we're going to get back to these percussions. But I want to talk about, previously you just spoke about your ability to deal with challenges, right? Mm-hmm. Can you speak on that more? Because most people avoid challenges, but you're saying you're open to challenges.
You better have a love for challenge.
Yeah.
You better have a love for it. And running from the fire when it's on your tail is only gonna make it get hotter. The only way to stop the fire is to run towards it and put it out. Other than that, it's going to just keep burning and burn somebody, and eventually the more you run, it's going to catch up to you. It'll burn people behind you, but it'll catch you. So you got to have a love for challenge. You got to have a love for problems. You got to have a love for the fact that you know that those problems are challenges. And you don't have to get as deep as some people. Challenges where the true essence of I don't care about none of that. You just have to know, word, you going to try to challenge me, huh, challenge? Right? And you think I'm just going to go out like that? I don't even have the answer, challenge, but you think I'm going to go out like that? Like, you think I'm going to just go on out, huh? Like, no, I'm not. And because I've done that so many times and have overcome that, when challenge comes, I love it. I'll be like, oh, word, you back?
Second question I have, and I have to tie in the percussions now because, so I wanted to ask, right? I saw a documentary where they showed Biggie's neighbor was a great jazz musician, right? seen through his interaction with him, he learned his timing when rhyming, from what I remember, was a drum and a jazz song, if I'm correct. Where did you get your timing from, and how did you learn to rap to the melody of a horn in some of your early songs?
Although my father taught me percussions and taught me how to play percussions, I didn't get my rhythm from that. No way. You know what I'm saying? My rhythm comes from the source. You know, my rhythm comes from the all, right? Like, you can't add to it and you can't take from it, because it's the all. It's the source of us. It's the all. If I call it God, then I'm giving it a limit, because now I'm not calling it Tom. You know, and if God is all things, then how could he only be God and not Tom? Therefore, God, and what they call God, or where I pull my energy from, is what when people pray to God and all like that. Well, it's like, if I call him God, then he's not Buckshot, and if he's God, he should be Buckshot, and he should be all of us. So how could he be God and be God? He's all of us. He's all things. You can't add to it, and you can't take from him, right? All right, so he's the all. So then that, to me, is when I draw energy, I draw it from that. And that's why it's so unpredictable. You never know what it's going to be. I could rhyme to a horn, I could rhyme to a beat, a jazz. When I listen to music, music says stuff to me. When you hear like that, the word, the horn is, I'm listening for what the horns is saying. Like, you know, it's saying, "Don't front, I got you over," or whatever. That's what if you listen to it, it'll say it. The words will be in the melody.
And I hear so many Fire. I've interviewed a lot of artists, right? And they always say that the song tells them what to say, and it just seems like, I'm not sure if they're aware, but it seems like it's a spiritual and cosmic experience when creating music, whether you're aware of it or you're not aware of it.
You have to be. It is, because where else does it come from, right? Like, how would it not be cosmic if I made it and hundreds of thousands of you listen to it? What makes you relate to my thing? How is it not cosmic? My jacket is not cosmic. So I could put this jacket on and 90% of y'all are just looking at it. You don't feel it until you actually probably get it from the store and grab it or whatever, but that's irrelevant. The point is, you can't feel this jacket right now the way you can feel my music hit your emotions. And that's to let you know that it's cosmic, because you cosmic as well. If you're cosmic and I'm cosmic, then we speak the same language. If it hit you, it's going to hit me. That means it's just above all of us. It's really not you or me. It's both of us.
And when did you learn, or I should say, when did the ego soften that you understood that the creation of music wasn't fully about you?
Never had the ego.
Never had the ego, Fire?
Never.
Yeah.
Never. The love for challenge may have been mistaken for ego. Like I said, when I be like, "Oh, word, you want to challenge me, huh?" Right? Like, it ain't even about you, rapper. You think you want, you know what I'm saying? It's about, like, I want to challenge you, Buckshot. It ain't even about you. It's just about me being challenged. Lord help you, because you're just the person bringing the challenge. I'm going after the challenge, not you. When I rip an MC apart, I'm going after the challenge, not you. Feel me? You just caught up in the mix.
And all right, so do you write lyrics? I take it you write lyrics.
Yeah.
All right, you write lyrics, right?
Yeah.
In the writing process, are there times where you just have to stop because things aren't flowing naturally? You're forcing it, or you just keep writing?
I don't know how to not write.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to not write, because it's natural. That means I do it naturally. So if I forget it, eventually it'll come back to me. See how I can keep rhyming and keep doing it, because it's just something that comes to me, you know, without it being forced. It's because when I rhyme, like I said, I rhyme from the source. See, you see how you don't have to write that. Some rappers do, though. Some rappers have to. Everybody's not the same. Some rappers are real systematic, right? My rhymes are not systematic. My flows are none of my music is the same. Who Got the Props that sounds nothing like I Got You Open. I Got You Open sounds nothing like, killing every MC in sight. None of these records, Crooklyn Dodgers don't sound nothing like How Many MCs. None of these records sound the same. It's because they're coming from somewhere individually different every time.
And you brought it up, so we got to swing with the flow, right? Crooklyn Dodgers, right? I'm not sure if you recorded in 1993, but I know it was released in 1994, right?
Yeah.
How was that experience? First of all, how did it work creating that song? Did you see the movie first and they told you to create the song, or they told you they needed a song for the movie?
They put us on to the movie. Spike put us on to the movie before.
All right, I saw the movie, right? And you there with top tier MCs, right? Mm-hmm. Please tell me the story about the creation of that masterpiece.
We were all just, Spike called us all individually.
Oh, so he chose specific who he wanted to work with.
That was Spike. Yeah, Spike did that.
So he directed the same way again, put the crew together. All right,
Spike put Crooklyn Dodgers together. Spike put Buckshot together. He put Special Ed together, put Master Ace together. He also put like this. Everyone that was involved in that project, Spike put together ultimately, even if it came from little sources of like Q-Tip did the beat, but Evil D was helping Q-Tip with sounds and drums and certain things.
So hold on, Evil D and Q-Tip worked on that one production?
Yeah, on that one production on Crooklyn Dodgers. Yeah, so that was cool for me.
That was your first time working with Q-Tip?
Yeah.
Were you shocked at his creativeness?
No. Because I knew Q-Tip I knew Q-Tip from Music Factory, which was before we even had a record deal. I didn't know him, but I knew of his creativity. I knew of his energy, his everything. He worked with Mr. Walt, which is Evil D's brother, at Music. They would connect, put like that, at Music Factory. I wouldn't say work there, but they would connect there.
And did you write the song in the studio together? Everybody wrote their part separately and brought it? Y'all wrote it together? So
it was one big studio session, giant.
The question I have now, right? When you're around that level of people who have mastered their craft, I know it's a general respect, but is it competitive also when you're creating a song?
It's not competitive for me. It's you better come with your best. It ain't really like, oh man, I gotta beat Special Ed, I gotta beat Master Ace. No. But it's like, you better come with your best.
Everybody did come with their best on that one.
Come with your best, Buck. Don't play with them. Don't play with them. Don't play with them, bro. Go in there and take them down. And don't play. And when you come out, then we can think about what happened.
How was that working with Special Ed? Because he came out before you, and he would be like an elder in a sense,
I respect him.
Yeah.
I respect him, and I respect Master Ace. Master Ace is one of my heroes from Juice Crew.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But
time to work.
When that mic come on, ain't nothing personal. It's nothing personal. I'm not there to try to outbeat them. Like I said, I'm not trying to beat them and listen to them and be like, oh, he did this, so I got to do this. I'm going, whether it was Special Ed or top class, it doesn't matter to me. At this point, come with your best. You're you know what I'm saying?
And I was younger. I was probably 10 when that came out, right? And that soundtrack hit me with a pump fake because I thought the whole soundtrack was a hip hop soundtrack till I bought it. And I was getting killed with the soul music,
Oh, man. You know what? Once again, if Crooklyn Dodgers was a product of Buckshot and Duck Down, you would have had the group, you would have had the album, all types of stuff. But I think
it threw a lot of people for the loop because I was expecting the hip hop soundtrack because that was the lead song that everybody knew.
Yeah.
But when I got it, it was dope still. Don't get me wrong.
The thing was, it wasn't. I didn't even create the name Crooklyn Dodgers. It's just that I did create. I didn't create, but I did. It's like, how do you say it? Like, I didn't create it, but
you said it early in the song, though, right?
Yeah, but I say we This is Crooklyn. Where you at right now? Franklin Avenue, FAP. This is, this is different Franklin from where we are.
Gentrified Franklin. But.
Yeah, gentrified is unified. But before this, we called it FAP. It was Franklin, and it was Crooklyn. Straight Brooklyn, straight from Crooklyn. So we used to always call Brooklyn. Brooklyn always called itself Crooklyn for years. Because we the heartbeat of the Crooks. We the heartbeat. You got Manhattan, Harlem is cool, Bronx is bananas, you know what I'm saying? Harlem is fly, but Brooklyn is a bunch of hustlers, thieves, criminals, and businessmen. We got it all.
I want to get into the supreme mathematics, right? Can you give a brief history of Father Clarence 13X and how he was able to influence so many black men with the teachings of the 5% Nation?
First of all, my father, Lord Shabbat God Allah, was what you call 5%. Yeah. And everywhere I was able to live, everywhere we lived rather, my father would paint the whole wall with the flag, universal flag. I didn't even really know what it was back then. I just used to see this star and this 7 and this pretty stars and diamonds everywhere, and all I knew of it was that. As years progressed, I would learn a little bit by little bit by little bit, and then I got my full lessons as life gave into me from the universe itself. And I was able to be blessed with the lessons of the 5% Nation in a way where others have not gotten a chance to be blessed, right? Like respect due to the I was about to say, I hope, respect due to the ABGB. It's one of the first non-born. It's always kind of hard to get into this because it's a big story. Clarence Joel 13 Smith, all right, or Jaws, people pronounce it. He would have to pronounce the name himself because it's just like the Legier and Ledger, right? But the point is, the father called us Allahs with an S, right? And this is according to the father who's still around right now, Father Allah, who teaches the lessons right now, who's holding down the nation right now, who's also with one of the last. When ABGB goes, all not born is gone. Once the God ABGB is gone, he's still alive today, teaching the lessons today. But once that God is gone, all the true lessons of the Father or words from the Father is gone. So we got to take heed to those lessons right now, because these are very important lessons. See, most people only understand the supreme mathematics. People understand the supreme alphabets. But people got to understand the supreme mathematics, the supreme alphabets are the lessons. Where did the lessons come from? Where did the God get the lessons from? Where did he get the lessons from? The Father. He got it from the mosque, right? So the lessons come from the mosque. What did the Father also say? He said, after you've done your what? Your 360 degrees and become born, which is the reason why 9 represents born. When you become born, you must do what? Return back to the mosque. All right? You must return back to the mosque. You understand? This is what the Father was trying to teach, and when he was teaching, actually. You understand? And he was teaching us that we are Allahs, not Allah. You understand? He is Allah. We are Allahs with an S. Do you understand? Because this is the lessons that was given from the Father. You understand? And those who understand. Now, let's get down to like the reason all these rappers that like to give this stuff praise, and it's just another fly thing for them. It's another fly way out for them, right? It's another ego box. In life, we all look for ego boxes, and they have found theirs.
Before you move on, explain to the viewers what you mean by ego box.
Everybody wants to be something. Everybody has a feeling to have a need, wants to be needed, wants to count, everybody wants to have a purpose or exist All these things. So if they're not good at talent, if they're not good at this, if they're not good at that, they're not good at this, they're going to grab something. And you can tell a lot of the ego boxers there because they'll grab and fight for something that's not even in the box, right? Like they'll go and say, you know, tell me break down the word God. And I mean, you ask about, what did other 5%ers tell you about what does God mean? How do you, did you ever hear them say, like we say, what does...
I've never heard a good explanation, tell you the truth.
What kind of, I mean, have you heard like, Gomar Oz Duval? And you was like, what is Gomar? Right? You heard that? Or you heard God Cypher Divine. Did you ever hear that one? You heard that one? I'm going to ask you again, what does God mean? Right? Now tell me God Cypher Divine. Why are you going to say God Cypher Divine? Because the G's is 7 in the mathematics and the G represent God, but that's not born in the mathematics of what God, he just asked you, what is God? What is G-O-D? When y'all say God, when the Father said God, what did he mean? Did he mean Gomar Zubal? No. Did he mean God Cypher? First of all, you asking the question with a question inside of the question. You started it off, I said, what is God? You said, God Cypher Divine. Stop! How you going to say God again? I just asked you what was God, and you going to give me the question within the answer? G-O-D stands for good, orderly direction. This is direct from the Father himself. Do you understand? This is direct from the Father. Good, orderly direction. That's what the God was there for. He wasn't there to try to talk fly. He wasn't there to try to make a new religion, a new da-da-da-da-da. He was there to give enlightenment to who? The children. Didn't you hear that? Didn't you hear that the Father was enlightening the young? Didn't you hear that? How you going to tell the young all these crazy things that they're not even prepared for? That's how you know that it was wrong. You know the God was there teaching the young youth simple stuff that was really easy to understand. Good orderly direction as a God body, me, shown and proven and manifested as Buckshot, how to have good orderly direction in life is what makes you God. It's what makes you complete. It's what makes you responsible. It's what makes you have that title of God because you have now understood your role in life's responsibility. It's no longer about trying to be fly. It's no longer about trying to spread the knowledge and the words and the supreme mathematics of the law versus knowledge, wisdom, understanding. It ain't about none of that. Give somebody a good orderly direction and you can skip all those fly words. This is what people have to understand. The necessity of the wording or the breakdowns for some is because they may need that sub-breakdown. They may need to know that knowledge is first, and then the wisdom gives you what? Wisdom is not just the wise words, but wisdom is the action. Wisdom is the second step. Knowledge is the first step. First you got to, then after you get knowledge, even if you open your mouth, that's the second step. So wisdom is the second step, and the third is understanding, right? Because if you make a step and you step in the right direction, that means you understood where you were stepping, right? Or two-step. So you have a great understanding, right? And then it'll born your culture, right? If you have a good understanding, look where I'm at right now. Look at my clothes. Look how I dress. Look how I talk. The way I understand things gives birth to my culture. So when you come around Buckshot, you understand his culture. Don't bring that other stuff around me, because that ain't my culture. You understand? So these are the things that the gods that try to break down, need to break down the mathematics, should break it down in those ways. Not in the knowledge, culture, cipher degree, or the 1 to 40. One of the lessons is why is the poorest man have the devil have the poorest? Why does the devil have the richest part of the planet Earth? Like we don't need to deal with those things in the lessons. Show them how the devil has the greatest parts of the planet Earth, because he's the devil. He's the devil because he only cares about having the greatest parts of the planet Earth. You are God because you care about having all things, not just the planet Earth. Good, sound, mind, body, and soul, spirit, earth, out of here, everything. That's God. You understand? So we ain't gotta, I don't get into all of it. I know my lessons. Why sit here and quote a bunch of lessons for you? Right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just gave you 1 in the 1 to 40. Like, we can go to Muhammad, but Again, I keep saying that because people try to make it seem like the lessons were only the fathers, or only Clarence, or only, you know what I mean? And the Nation of Islam is something totally different. And it's not true. The lessons come from the nation. The father was in the Nation of Islam. He left the Nation of Islam to go teach who? Not the drunken niggas on the corner that like to argue and beef all day and talk about jail talk and want to have ego battles about who know the lessons more or not. He went out to teach the children. Why? Because in the Nation of Islam, you wasn't allowed unless you was a certain age. So the father knew that the youth had to have the lessons before they even got to that point. Stop them early and he won't have to discipline them at that point. That's what the father did. You know what I'm saying? That was his mind frame. Teach the babies. And the babies who grow up in the now, they won't have to have a need to be grabbed off the street and put on the mosque because they doing drugs and all this other crap. Good talk. You know, taking criminals out of jail. Or stop them before they even go to jail. Stop them before they even do the drugs. Stop them as a baby. That's what Clarence taught, and that's why they killed him. That's why he was shot and killed. Because, you know what I mean? You know, there's always haters out there. Always haters.
So where did this idea come from that you brought up a great point. Now, I did hear this, that the 5%ers are totally separate from the Nation of Islam. So when did that start in regards to the ideology is separate, but you just explained it. Obviously, the man was in the nation, and he was taught in the nation and brought it out in a different aspect. So where did that idea come from where it's two separate?
From a bunch of, when the father died, first of all, he was very unorthodox, but he was very incredible. And once the head is cut, the body falls. You know what I mean? So now it's just a matter, now all types of stuff start happening. We get this name called Nation of Gods and Earth. We was never called a Nation of Gods. Clarence never, where'd that come from? Show me. Clarence never called us the Nation of Gods and Earth. That came later. You understand? Like the God, like all the true gods know. You know what I'm saying? All the true gods know. You know they understand the lessons. Pardon me. Is with the power. Pardon me. The children. The lessons is all about the children. So when Clarence left the nation and started to build, and he made the lessons readable or legible or understandable for the young. When Clarence did that, it's all good. When Clarence did that, people got to understand that that was automatically going to be seen as something different. Because it wasn't the Nation of Islam. So what is this stuff? And Clarence said, I'm going to create something for the babies to understand. First student enrollment. That's why it's knowledge is the first step. Wisdom is the second. Culture is the third. Power is the fifth. I mean, culture is the fourth. Power is the fifth. You know what I'm saying? 5 fingers, gives you power. You understand? Once you have your 5 fingers together, once you can form a fist, you have that power. The power is within the fist. You understand? And this is what the God tried to teach. So people made it fly because they needed something. It's like a crew. It's like rap groups. It's different. Once the leaders ain't around, it's, I was the one who really made Wu-Tang. I was the one who really made the Black Moon. I could tell you what they was really about. Here goes. I mean, that's what you had when you had all these Nation of God's nurse and 40 or 50-year-old dudes drunk and beefing, barking, arguing with each other, telling you the white man's a devil and all this other crap. But 90% of them got a white wife. You know what I'm saying? It's like just tell the truth. Like, you feel me? Just be truthful with yourself. Don't quote those lessons saying that the white man's a devil because he was created by Yaakov, grafted. Don't quote those lessons, but then know in your heart that you feel like carrying as your wife is not a devil. Feel me? Stick to your heart. Stick to your heart. Don't stick to something that you just quoting if you don't really feel it, especially and don't quote it like you feel it when you do quote it. If it ain't the truth to you. You feel what I'm saying? Let it be a lie to others. You know what I'm saying? If it's not the truth to you, let it be a lie to others. Yeah, that's the most important thing to remember about the nation of God's earth, man. They in the 5% nation and everything like that. Good, orderly direction. You understand? All that, everything else is just, it ain't, man. It ain't even it. It ain't even what it's about, man. Some of these brothers, I don't care if you know your lessons or you don't know your lessons. You understand? You are 5%er. Why? Because you are 5% of the nation's planet Earth, poor to righteous teachers that's teaching the babies, 5% of the planet Earth. You understand?
For those unaware, right, you are a Muslim, and I had a question, right? When did you learn Arabic, and how did learning Arabic broaden your perspective of the world?
I learned Arabic as a mu'minun, what they call a mu'minuni, right, meaning a Muslim child. And I'm Muslim by nature, Muslim, right, by nature. I'm a peaceful person by nature. Right? My Muslim name is Hanif al-Sadiq, right? Hanif is the truth, right? The true believer, right? Al-Sadiq is the trustworthy, right? Everybody out there that know Al-Sadiq, Al is the Sadiq is trustworthy, right? I'm a truthful person. I just believe in living life as the truth. And as the truth is something you don't need to tamper with, right? The truth is what it is. Let the truth exist as it is the truth. You don't need to worry about the truth. The truth exists, and it exists as a simple, plain the truth, right? So you can never make a lie the truth. So the truth is just existed, and that's what I deal with. I choose to deal with the truth, And as a Muslim, like my father was a Muslim too, like the nation said, like Clarence was a Muslim too. Do you understand? He's a brother. He's one of peace, who teaches the peace, the lessons of peace. And the Prophet Muhammad, alayhi salatu wasalam, or peace be upon him, was just another person who taught peace. You know what I'm saying? And Abu Bakr was his Adhan, the black slave brother who created the Adhan, when people call the Adhan the prayer, that Adhan the prayer. The reason why it's sung so beautifully and it's taught to be sung because Bilal, who was a black brother, who was a slave brought in out of slavery from Muhammad to travel with him. Muhammad bought his freedom, and his job was to call everyone to prayer. Bilal's voice was so beautiful, it's so incredible, because he was a singer, he was like us. So Muhammad let him sing, let him call to prayer. And that's why they say call to prayer, right? Wouldn't you call to prayer, be like, come to prayer, everybody? That's right. It wouldn't be a song, but they call it a call to prayer because Bilal used to get up there and sing the life out of it. And that's where the Adhan comes from that. So being Muslim, you know what I'm saying?
But tell me how learning Arabic now, because
learning Arabic is just another language, right? If Anna is I, right? Wa is and, right? Nur is light, right? Sabah khair is good morning, right? Sabah nur is good afternoon, right? Sabah layla is good night, right? Because layla is night, right? And right, Sabah is good, or, you know what I'm saying, Tamam is good. So what people got to understand too is that Arabic has different dialects and different forms. It's not just one form and one form of dialect. You have Fusa Arabic, you have Tawheed Arabic, you have a lot of classical different forms of Arabic. So Arabic is not just one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like some will say hal or hala, and in Egypt, they may say halu, right? Or halu bayadan, like she's beautiful, like, beautiful woman, right? You know what I'm saying? Everybody has, I speak different ones, but I speak Fusa and different, but Fusa, just say khabiratun is big in Fusa, right? But in Tawheed or regular Arabic, it might just be khabir. Instead of kabiratun, it's just kabir.
What are your thoughts about Muslims who can't read Arabic?
Huh?
What are your thoughts about Muslims who can't read Arabic?
Who can't speak Arabic, you mean?
Who can't speak Arabic. Yes, sir. Who can't speak Arabic.
So? You ain't Muslim, you can't speak Arabic, so what? You right? What's the problem? I mean, you can probably go learn it if you want. If you want to read the Quran and you just want to understand or read the Quran and understand more what's in the Quran, right? But when you're a Muslim, a true Muslim, then you understand that all of you that are going crazy over needing to religionize the Quran, if the Quran came from the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam by way of the Injil, right, or the angel, right, the same angel who brought Jesus, the Bible, by the way, then if he was brought that, what did Islam do before the Prophet Muhammad in the Quran? How was this? How about this? What did his father do? If the Quran was only revealed to Muhammad and Muhammad was a Muslim, Muhammad's father was a Muslim, so what did Muhammad's father read? No Quran? Blank book? You feel me? Allah was who Hamza, who Prophet Muhammad's father, peace be upon him, prayed to. Allah, A-L-A-T. It was a female in the land of Becca. Ba and meme to some can be mistaken. So now you have, instead of Becca, the ba and the meme, you mix it up, you got meme, which is Mecca. Now Becca becomes Mecca, and they telling you to pray to Mecca when it was really supposed to be Becca, where Prophet Muhammad's father prayed to. Prophet Muhammad's father said, pray to Becca. That's what he's pointing to. And he told his son to pray to Becca. Later on, it became Mecca. And Mecca became a whole other place. But Becca is still there right today. Right today, you could go see Becca. Right? You see how things, right? It just becomes a big human political pot gumbo game. It's just called being human, man.
How much did KRS-One's Blueprint inspire you? And how was it creating an album with someone you admired?
Well, I was a dancer up until 90. I didn't start rhyming until 90. All right? And from 1990 down, I don't care how long it was, I was always a dancer, and I would love dancing. So I used to carry this radio with me all the time, and the radio was called Little Man. And Little Man was just like my best friend, man. He was like my salvation, you know what I'm saying? And so I would keep Little Man with me every day, but I didn't want to hear anything except for KRS-One Blueprint album, because it was just like, it was a savior. It was so melodic. It was so it was so many lessons, and it just was just, he had lessons, knowledge, speaking, teaching, power. He was just, KRS-One is just untouchable. He's untouchable. And to this very day, he's untouchable. And to do an album with him was incredible. Was amazing to do an album with somebody that is my favorite MC.
Did you experience this? I heard it's KRS-One. I heard someone in an interview say about 3 people that said KRS-One is somebody else. They said when he's in the booth, his voice already sounds mixed.
It already sounds mixed. You can't.
You experienced that? That's like real?
It's totally real.
That's crazy.
His voice sounds like I have trouble. Yeah. His voice sounds like I better do something, or I'm in trouble, because he shines that big. It's like he's gonna stomp on you. You know what I'm saying? If you're on the track with him, good luck. Like, he's gonna stomp on you. So and you know, stomp on you meaning you're part of be there probably, but.
When he's in the booth, is he one of those people that perform? Does he record like he's performing live, or is he there recording?
Yeah, he's performing like he does.
So
going nuts. And he just knows Chris is the man. Chris is the man. Chris is a pro. Chris is the man to me. And Chris has the Temple of Hip Hop right now, which everybody should go and check out and join and get involved with, because he's proved that he's lasted through the test of time in different things in different areas as KRS-One, and proved that spreading knowledge and will always outshine spreading darkness. You know, all these dudes that's been around, everybody that get the now chant or the now talk, you know, I mean, everybody has their now, right? And when you bigged up KRS-One, didn't Paul Wall have his now? When you bigged up KRS-One, didn't Wiz Khalifa have his now? Where these guys at? Right? What was the other gate? Sometime I act this way, whatever. One of them records. I don't even, all them records, half them records that came from the West, the South, wherever where they at? And it was the hot. Every time I mention KRS-One, they say, well, where KRS-One is at right now? I'm like, he's a staple of hip-hop that has created a genre in hip-hop nobody really knew. If it wasn't for him and people like me that's kicking knowledge, wouldn't even be here. You know what I'm saying? Because KRS-One kicks knowledge. The rest of these rappers just kick it.
Oh, I got to ask you about this one, too. This is a personal question. This is not even for the viewers. LaFleur, LaFla, Eshkoshka, right? How did you link up? How did you get the Fab Five together?
I mean, that's them. They linked up together. I always work with Tech and Steel. I always work with, Tech and Steel was like my brothers. Tech and Steel brought rock to the table. Rock eventually brought Strang and the others. And I mean, everybody just brought, Dog and Steel's little brother, so he was always around. But that Fab Five I was not the orchestrator of that.
All right. That was on your label, right?
Of course they were on my label. They were on Duck Down, but I'm just saying that wasn't like I'm not a Puffy. Like, I don't do the thing like that. Like, I let my artists be them, and y'all come up with your own concepts, your own creativity, and if there's something that we can add on to that with, then we'll add on to that. Other than that, it's really a figment of them, and Dru-Ha had a lot to do with that. Dru-Ha has so much to do with so many things, people have no idea. And I'm talking things that's not business, creativity. Drew did so much creativity for the videos that we've done, those concepts, a lot of the album cover for the boot camp thing. A lot of that stuff was Drew. The helicopter in the back, and that was Drew. The fatigue and us in the factory, that was Dru-Ha. Yeah. The recent joint that we did, what's that joint? That's Tough. The one we had just did not so long ago with Boot Camp. That was Dru-Ha.
Radio and college tours were a key component to marketing plans during the 90s, right? I remember it's about 10, 11 years ago, I saw you on numerous interviews on Hot 97. You did Vlad, where you talking about the death of radio. Before we talk about the death of radio, right? When did college promotion, that strategy, start to decline? I don't really see people doing that anymore.
When college did. I mean, we're in a whole different world now, yeah. And as funny as that is, I think it does have a serious side of it. That college promotion was needed because we didn't have the internet, and people had to fulfill every form of promotion that was around, every form of getting to people. People were in college. A lot of college kids weren't listening to radio. So the way to get to them was direct, something called college promotion, yeah. And now that we have the internet, nobody's doing college promotion because there's no promotion. The internet is here. Get rid of the word promotion. Like, the internet is, you can do work on the internet to promote, but that's not promotion. Like, internet is promoting itself. You're just working your thing through it. Internet is not the promote. Promotion was me introducing you to a new person and gaining a relationship. And then you can't really do that too well with 5 minutes.
Yes, 5 minutes, 15 seconds.
I'm about to say 15 seconds.
15 seconds,
yeah,
30
5
seconds.
I meant to say.
No, it's very true, man, because I remember when I was in college, I saw Dave Chappelle when Dave Chappelle was big.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? That would never happen now for a big comedian to go on a college campus, you know? Mm-hmm. And you use the word relationship, man, and like that's the key, that's the importance of this live performance to really grab a person in.
Yeah.
Because you know already, bro, after the live performance, they going to listen to your old stuff that they don't know, and they going to buy some merch because they caught up in the rapture, you know?
Yeah. It depends. Hopefully they're good, but yeah. That's usually that's what happens, you know. And we used to have promotional tours, but you can't get a tour, like period. Let alone promotional tour, and you have to and you have to pay for that, and even paying for that, it's not even around.
Explain why can't you get a promotional tour?
Because the avenues of paying for these venues aren't the way they were, because it's not even that many venues. Tour where? There's not even that many venues. People have now mastered the art of putting venues wherever they want to. Right? Like people are going to perform it here at Ike's. No, because it's nothing going to be better than the experience of going back in the backyard there.
Intimate vibe.
Intimate. And it's become that now, as opposed to commercial. If you notice, even with the eatery side of it and the restaurant, it's become more personal than it becomes industrial. Let's eat at this big industrialized place where 90 chefs is coming out cooking us food that's coming out. Like, you know, everything is industrialized, everything is shoving in your face, everything is eat, go. And that's not the vibe with this, and that's not the vibe with music. That's not the vibe with a lot of stuff. Everything is becoming more personalized because we are all grabbing ourselves by the hand, literally. Like, our lives are now personalized through the hand of individuals themselves.
As I said before, 10 years ago, you were speaking about the death of radio, right? Do you think like it's over for radio? Like radio will be obsolete in the near future?
Obsolete now, but
I mean, like the stations.
The only ones that's keeping radio alive is they better thank God for automobiles. If it wasn't for cars, radio would be done. Look, streaming is about to be gone. You think I told you about radio dying? Streaming got a bullet in his head.
Please explain for those watching.
We went from having no control of what we had on radio, we just had to listen, to having a little bit of control, which is streaming. We pay a little money every month. We can control what we listen to because we have options of thousands, but we can control what we listen to because we'll pick number 5. Streaming is going to die because streaming is an illusion. It's a ripoff. You think it's the biggest heist that's ever been pulled off ever in life, and streaming is based on giving you access to my library. So every month I pack up my library with music. You pay me $29 a month and I give you access. But if you don't pay me at any point in time, you won't have access. So actually, you're walking around with a bluff card in your hand. You think you control things. You think you own things. But just like when Instagram went down, when Instagram went down, sorry about that. Just like when the Instagram went down and Facebook went down, people lost their lives. People lost their minds. People couldn't know. They didn't remember who they was with. They didn't know. I mean, the world went crazy. People couldn't get in contact with this one. They lost their pictures, all the other stuff. So the streaming is a kind of form of no control. Now, there's something now called the chain. Everyone knows. Oh, I heard of blockchain. Oh, I heard of the blockchain. I've heard of the block. You better understand the blockchain and know it ain't going nowhere. The blockchain is just another avenue. It's just but we went from no control, little bit control, to all control. See, the blockchain gives you all control. Back to the way we had it before, where we could buy something, purchase something, support each other. We own it. We have it. Don't matter if the system goes down tomorrow. I'm still bumping who got the props. Because if the system go down tomorrow, Spotify go down tomorrow, there goes you and Amigos. Ain't no Migos. Right? Because you're too lazy. You don't want to have it on. You don't want to own it anymore.
As a person that understands the business, that's been in the business at all aspects of the business, right? How bad is the payout for streaming to artists?
It's so horrible that why mention ratios like 1 to like oh man, why? Like everybody done told you, bro. You heard it. You heard the payout is bad. I'm not the first person that's gonna say the radio streaming is the ratio is 30 to 70 in their favor, right? Like, or it's as bad as YouTube. It's a penny per 1,000, right? Like a penny per 1,000. How many do I have to get? And then there's prorated penny per 1,000 at that, or it's other hidden fees that come out of that 1,000. So I don't even get that money. Everybody who tells you that they do from YouTube has to be on a director side. Like you have to be on the media side. Right? Like it's not just everybody. That's just not how it goes.
I peep game, and I was asking you, right? Because there's this collective delusion about money being made in music collectively, right? And yes, people may be making money in music, but the majority are not making money in music. Because the question is, where are you making money from? It's not from streams, and it's not from live performances. So where's the money coming from?
The same place it was coming from when Motown was around. Whatever show you can get, whatever pluck you can pluck. Because they wasn't getting in with Motown. They wasn't getting with MCA. They wasn't getting it with Elektra. They wasn't getting it with J Records. They wasn't getting it with Warner Brothers. They wasn't getting it with Sony. When was we ever getting paid off of music? When? Prince had a problem. Michael Jackson had a problem. My God, if the top of the world, two biggest guys got a problem, I don't want to know about the bottom. What do you think? They was bad to the top and left the other guys on the bottom and did them good? The whole music industry is a bomb. And it already blew up, and all you see is a quiet bomb. You know, a bomb so big, all you hear is. It takes about 9 years before that boom hit. You're in the middle of the plume of the. You don't hear it, but you see it. You see that plume. You see the music. You see it all changing. You see it blew up. You just ain't hit a boom yet. But you see it. You see the fact that I don't need to stream when I can get my music directly to. When people can have a good time on the chain, on the blockchain. Chilling on the blockchain. We all doing our thing on the blockchain. Why be over there on streaming? You know what I'm saying? They're going to jerk you. You feel me? Because it costs them 0.03 cents per minute every time that you're on that stream. They got to get their money back, but they'll never let you own nothing. You heard Klaus Schwab. You'll own nothing and you'll love it. You'll rent everything in sight. You'll rent everything in sight. Dude, I got rid of your kitchen. You don't even have a kitchen anymore. How about the best thing that you didn't notice? I gave you a jail bathroom. And I made it fly for you. Remember the bathroom where you used to be able to relax in the tub because your bones was hurting? Remember those? Why I can't get that as an option? Why I gotta take the stand-up marble fly fake shower with the long head coming off of it, splatting on the floor. Just because the floor got marble tile granite, you making me think it's fly with one slab of window. That's a jail thing. Don't play with me.
Do you think young artists should work while pursuing their music and career? Because I think I think this young generation, they're still trying to use this old school approach to music, right? And the environment doesn't allow them to do it. Like, I really advocate for artists to work while pursuing their music. What do you say about that?
I think artists should pursue their dreams, pursue their passions, and I think artists and people in general should take control of their lives and control what direction that they want to go in life. And if they have that passion that they want to go in that direction and they really have that passion, then do it. But some people should be careful about it too, though, especially when it's a job. Like, you know, a job is a job. It's just above broke. It's J-O-B. Right? It's not yours. You cannot do that if it's something that belongs to someone else. Controls the keys to your 8-hour destiny, right? You've been born into this world for free. You've been born into this world as a free person. But for 8 hours a day, a person is going to tell you, if you open your mouth during these 8 hours, I swear to God. Right? And you call it a job, so it's okay. Yo, I'm at work. I can't talk. I can't. I'm not. That's a slave. I can't. I want to, but I can't. If you want to, then go ahead. If you don't want to, say, son, I don't want to talk right now, I'll call you back. That's different than, I want to talk, but I can't. I can't. I'm about to get fired. Like, and the person that's going to fire you is only doing his job. And the person that's only firing you is doing his job. And the big fat one that's going, I don't care who gets fired. I know I could, hey, John, I'm at work. Sure, I can talk whenever I want. What's going on? How's everything? How's the wife? Talk for as long as I want. Who those scrubs on the bottom? Let them talk once. They're removed. See, you got to respect, you got to realize, though, that every time you say, Mr. Fabersham, you wouldn't be nothing without me. Watch yourself. He goes, I'll let you go, but the rest of them don't tell him that. See? And the more of us that come, he goes, all right, guys, there's no need for the protest. I'll give it to you. Right? Then the bigger it gets, he goes, all right, close it down. Sell the company. They're no longer fooled anymore. You see? You are the ruler of this world. You are the creator of this world. It's your world. It's your world. Just like it's my world. It's my world, because I'm going to leave here by myself. I came by myself. It's your world. You're going to leave here by yourself. You came by yourself. You better take advantage of that little bit of in-between time. Don't play with this. It don't belong to nobody else. Don't play with this. You understand? Whether it be an MTA job, go ahead and work MTA and be a rapper. Whether it be a construction job, go ahead and be a construction job. Do both. Go get money. It was an old actress. I can't remember her name, but she was an old actress. I forgot her name. She's very important to me, though. But she was an actress. She was on television, the Jeffersons, this, that, and she was working. She had 4 jobs and then would go on television. I love her. I can't have these many jobs, because I'm a businessman. I make businesses. If some people say, well, I know how to drive trains real good, I'll be like, I suck at it. You know what I'm saying? So I can't drive a train, but I can make businesses. I know infrastructure. I know business is all about 4 things. It's a box. Once you know your box, you have it all. You know what's in your box. You know who you're giving it to. You know how, and you know your benefit. You have a what, your who, your how, your benefit. What, who, how, benefit. That's a box. I have my what, which is my show. I have my who, my audience of people that are interested in the topics that Buckshot and I are talking about culturally and have interest. How? Through the cameras, through the television show, through the podcast. What's my benefit? I'm going to get leverage of love, resource, respect, and I might get finances from doing this, whatever. But those are my benefits. I keep that lock. I have business on lock. I can do that with anything. It don't matter what you put in the box, right? Ike's has the restaurant, right? What's his who? His who is a bunch of cultural people who want to come and have a kitchen experience, right? That means they want to eat and feel like they're home. They're in the kitchen, not like they're in a factory somewhere, right? And they want to feel at home. That's what you get here. That's the what. That's the who, individuals. The how is the restaurant. Look at how, and the benefit is the fact that he's been here for more than 20 years because people love that experience. It's an experience. It's not a place to eat. It's an experience. And people have been coming here for 20 years for that experience. That's what it's about, bro.
I think I have 2 more. One guarantee. We see how the second one goes, all right? You're one of the few legends I hear that don't carry that bitterness. Do you think being a Muslim helped you to have gratitude for your legendary career and a level of contentment with your achievements?
No, I think if I would have did something fucked up or something bad, my father would whoop my ass, and I'd have had to put on 2 pairs of pants I got used to. And then get an ass whooping extra because he caught me with the second pair. No, I'm playing with you. I think just being an honest person. Yeah, just be honest, man. You know, I 30 years I've had Duck Down. I haven't had one complaint from one artist, from one fan, from one person.
Your name not in no mix-up.
That ever said Buckshot jerked me. Buckshot didn't give me. Look, maybe you made 100 instead of 100,000. Maybe you made 200, 400,000 instead of 3,000. But that's what you made, and that's what you got, right? So I wish you would have made something that would have made you $3 million, right? But the reality is it served you 3,000, and that 3,000 might be better for you than the 3 million. Trust me, the 3 million might crush you if you got it.
We're going to touch back on that later, but continue.
You get what I'm saying? So the 3,000 is there to help you grow and to help you evolve. It's trying to help you handle the 3 million when you finally get it, if you can balance out the growth of the 3,000. So that's one of the key things. Just be honest to yourself, first and foremost. Be honest to yourself. I'm an excellent CEO. Excellent. I swear to God, I'll cut like a razor blade. I'll cut through knife, brick, walls, metal, and everything else as a president or CEO of a company. But I suck at management. Boy, you don't want me to manage you. I suck. Meaning I can manage, but you have a bad job. I suck. I'm going to be like, yo, where did I do? I filed this, but then I put it over there. Why? Damn, I need to get a better file system because that's been not being managed right? Like, da-da-da. So I'm not a good manager, right? You guys need to be there at 8 o'clock. I called you at 7:30, right? Like, that's not my role. So I have managers, and I have people like Dru-Ha, who is bananas at management. I have people like James. I have people like Noah. These are people who are Noah. These are people that are good at management. Prince. You understand? These are people that are good at management. I am not good at management. Know what you're good at, know what you're not good at. Be honest with yourself there, and you will grow beyond exponential growth. Your XO will be so bananas, believe me. Just be honest with yourself.
And in this time, I want to jump back to what you said, how the success can crush people.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you've seen this a lot. And we interviewed Styles P last year, and he really spoke about that, how when the money comes a little too early, it could be very damaging.
Very.
How have you seen this up close and personal, and did you experience this early on with success?
Because, yes, it got bad for me. It got bad for me because I was like, but it got bad for me. It got so bad for me because I was making so much money and I was spending so much. I was saying I have to be rich. I was like, I have to be, because I was spending $40 on candies, bro.
Say it again.
Marsipans, like little marsipans.
Yeah, in the 90s?
90s, 2000s, whatever.
Only for money, fire.
Bro, I was $40 for one little marzipan. And my boy right now, he's laughing at me because I used to come back with like a whole box. Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, you know what I mean? And, I love to give, right? So I love to give. I love to give. And I would give. And yes, so the money could come back. The money could crush you if you get it too early. I didn't know one thing that was the main thing. And I really wish somebody would have put me on the way I'm about to put everybody on. If there was anything that I could say, I would say this, and correct me if I'm wrong. I lived the one culture that our whole culture as the city, not just black people and not just brown people, And not just poor white people that ain't got millions of dollars, and not just Chinese people who ain't robbing everything in sight and don't care about nobody. You know, like all these stereotypes I'm saying, like not them. I wish somebody would have told me the real deal about, and made me feel good about it, because people tell me, but it never came like this. Credit, debit. Don't live the debit life. They trick you so good. Whoa, they're good. Because debit and debt. How do you spell debt? How do you spell debt? D-E, huh? D-E-B-T. D-E-B-T. Debt. So if you got a debit card, aren't you always in debt? Because you never spend credit. There's no history. If you got a debit card, you could be the best person in the world. Spend all the money in the right places. Always have the money on time. Always do the right thing. And then when one day you go to borrow, they go, you don't count.
History, bro.
You like, I was the good guy the whole time. They're like, no, you wasn't. You didn't borrow. You like, I thought borrowing was bad. They go, no, this country is based on borrowing. Our concept simply is, we're the borrowers. So show us you can borrow, and now you're alive. Not even count. Now you exist to us. You don't even exist unless you show us you can borrow, because our concept is borrowing. Not that the concept of borrowing is good. Our concept is we borrow, homie. We borrow from ourselves. We borrow from China. We borrow from here. So if you're going to be in this country, you better be a borrower. You better not be a giver. Because if you're a giver, you're a slave and you don't count. And that's why debit, D-E-B-I-T, debit is the same as debit or debt, D-E-B-T. Debit, D-E-B-I-T. Debit, debt, D-E-B-T. Stay in debt when you use a debit card. So guys like me, when I go to buy a house, they say, you don't have good debt.
No credit, serious.
You have no credit. So spend, guys like me and guys like y'all, whoever else out there, simply, because I had to learn this the hard way, and I learned it. Go get a secure credit card. Go get a credit. Put all your money. You're good. You're good. You just missed that one part of funneling it through credit. Funneling it through credit.
Just pay it off, bro.
Just pay it off. And you know the best way to pay it off? The same way you've been doing it the whole time. Keeping money in your wallet. You know what that's called? Auto pay. Don't worry about the credit. Don't keep going, I got to pay my bill. I got to pay my bill. I got to pay my bill. Just say, I got to get money. I got to get money. I got to get money. And you're going to get a lot of money. You're going to put that money in the bank. And that money in the bank is going to auto pay the things that you... Stop worrying about the things. You worry about them too much, you're going to forget them, you're going to lose them, you're going to be behind it. Worry about filling up that bank account, having those bills on auto pay, and paying it through that credit. And building that credit up. That is the way to live. I wish somebody would have told me that. It says, stop, Buck. You keep spending cash and debit and da-da-da. Let me ask you a question. You got credit? Nah, I don't borrow, because that's how I am. I don't like to borrow, because I don't want to owe nobody nothing. That's not what they mean, Buck. You're going to owe somebody. That's not what they mean. They mean just funnel your money through a borrowed card so that day that you finally ever have to borrow, you'll have proof that you got to borrow, that you go with borrowing or you borrowed before. You'll just have some type of proof. That's all, Buck. You know what I'm saying? And you'll be okay. And that's it. Stop worrying about the others. And that, I wish somebody would have told me that debit or debt is debit. And I would have lived the credit life a long time ago.
Philosopher with the financial reason. All right, you had close relationships with Biggie and Tupac, right? And Biggie's mother. The question I have is, being that you saw this up front and historically with other things, what role does the media play in fueling beefs in hip-hop that started on record and actually ended up turning physical? Because a lot of times a lot of times the viewer themselves, they don't acknowledge like, fire, this thing went way out of hand because the media keeps propping up the story and switching the story and fueling the story. And in reality, it's not even that deep.
Simple and plain. And I learned this through history, and I learned this through time too. Simple and plain. Biggie did not have beef with Pac. Pac did not have beef with Biggie. I know both of them. I sat there, both of them. I can show you because I lived with Biggie, lived with Pac. And the name of the album was called One Nation. He was trying to get back with Biggie, and Biggie went to go see Pac when he got shot. And Biggie went to go talk to Biggie. He know the family.
Hold on, Fire. That's a serious statement.
What?
You said they didn't have beef?
They didn't have beef.
Yeah.
Them two didn't have beef.
All right.
Listen, bro. Pac loved Biggie like his older brother. His problem was, if you're not going to hear me this way, you're going to hear me that way. But you're going to hear me, little homie. That was the thing. Do you understand? And Biggie thing was, big brother, I love you. But that's too much stuff that you caught up in, and I don't want to get caught up in anything, bro. I'm just trying to rap and live my life, be a regular dude. I don't really want to run around with the hoopla and the hopla. And Pac is going, yeah, but your boy that's next to you he deep, so deep. He way deeper than you think. And he done got you so caught up. I'm trying to get you out of it. You won't listen to me because you're trying to fall back. So my whole thing is to blow that whole thing up then. Blow it all up. And then I'm going to come start Death Row East. And hopefully Eric B will be there. Hopefully you'll be on it. Hopefully Buckshot will be, or whoever. But I'm going to blow that whole thing up then. Because it needs to be blown up. You understand? Everybody was hating on Pac. F you, Pac, you son of a bitch, you this, you that, you did. And then years later, Mr. Balloon Suit, or whatever his name is, comes out, and everybody's hating on him now. Everybody got something to say about Puffy. And Puffy is the topic of everybody's life. You got people that never even got raped before that want to get raped, saying, "Man, Puffy touched me." Everybody is just sick. I mean, shit is out of control. It's now the thing to condemn this man more than you could imagine, without proof. When there was also a time when Pac was doing that, and they was condemning Pac for doing that without proof that Biggie, that Puffy wasn't the guy. Now what? How do you feel now that my man dead? You feel me? How do you feel that my man is fucking dead? And now everybody's coming out with this shit my man been telling y'all. How do you feel? My man died over it. For real, for real. And then it come out later that this punk who did all the whole thing had something to do with both their deaths. It's stupid. It's stupid. But all this stuff is in the media, though. I ain't saying nothing new. I'm not saying nothing new. All of a sudden, bodyguards and this one and that one and everybody else become... Oh, my God. No, sorry. I'm over here with Ikes, bro. I want nothing to do with the fact that, all of a sudden you just got... Jaguar Wright is probably the biggest rapper in the game right now. She's probably the biggest MC in the game right now. Right? How ratting become bigger than rapping? Gossip. Don't call it gossip. It's ratting. In jail, they call it ratting. In the streets, they call it ratting. Snitching is ratting. You wouldn't know somebody's business unless they tell you. So now you're going out telling somebody else's business. That's called ratting. I'm telling on them. I'm telling the world what they do. I don't care if you tell the cops. Who you know is, if you ratting on everybody on podcasts, how do you know who's a cop watching and who's not? So you are a rat. And you getting off on ratting. This is the new thing. Hey, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you what really happened.
And since we spoke about this gossipy thing, aren't you happy that you aren't you happy you moved the way that you move? Like, because I'm pretty sure you exposed to a lot of things and you saw it and just kept it moving. So in retrospect now, man, like, aren't you happy you just moved the way that you did so you're not in no mix-up?
Yeah, I just don't know how to do anything else but be me.
Yeah.
I really don't. To be honest with you, I don't know how to do anything else but be my judge. A lot of it's natural. I don't have to, there's no manual that come with me. I'm not looking at everybody else's life, trying to worry about where they footstep in and where they don't step. I got this saying, right? I never blame myself for the trap my leg stepped in. You understand? I never get mad at myself for the trap my leg stepped in. I stepped in the trap. Bow. Why get mad? You stepped in it. The trap didn't step in you. If you would have went around it, it would have never went that way. So never get mad at the decisions that you make in life because you're the one that stepped in it. It's all good. The best thing that you could do is breathe, inhale, exhale, turn it around, and be like, guess what? There's people that's not even alive. So nothing can beat that. You couldn't beat that with a 10-foot ocean pole. You just can't. The fact that if I put problems up against the fact that I'm alive, my problems. Can it? Right? No. It can't. It can't. And you shouldn't let it because you matter. Your best is yet to come. You think your best you think you did your best? No. It's yet to come. That's why you have your chance and you're still here and you're still alive. Destiny has its way to call everyone. And to call you here for an interview and to call some from this earth. But it'll always be here for you.